Let's talk about Rate My Professor. If I pull up my evaluations from the fall semester, that is significantly higher than Rate My Professor is giving me. Why might that be?
Hey, fellow professor over here. So, of course, you're going to get different results from your institutional evaluations and your Rate My Professor evaluations because A, they're different tools. They're evaluating you in a different way. Second, the population that tend to fill out one and the other are pretty different. And third, these evaluations serve completely different purposes. The Rate My Professor evaluations are written by students for other students. So they are telling each other whether you're going to be able to pass this class. So they're telling you about the level of difficulty of the class and whether they would take that class again with the same professor. And when you look at them from that point of view, they are just students talking to students. They're fair for the most part. This is one of the reviews that one of my students left for my class this previous semester. And yes, sometimes students will come to Rate My Professor to leave a bad review because they have some beef with that professor. And that is okay. That's the nature of the beast. But you have to give credit to other students who also know that some of these reviews will be just unfair because of the nature of the website itself. This one in particular came really early into the semester, so you know that there is some other side to this story that the student is not telling. But this one, for example, is another low score. The review seems to be fair, so my style just didn't click with this student, and that's okay. This is a warning to other students that my style may not be what you're looking for. And then if you're doing a good job, there are also those glowing reviews for those students that really appreciated all the effort you put into the class. A brilliant man with a pure soul. Well, thank you. But again, the reviews here are not for me to read, are for other students to read. And when you look at them from that point of view, they make perfect sense. Institutional evaluations, though, are completely different because the students know that they're just talking to me and to those that supervise my teaching. And many of the students with an average grade to a low grade have no incentive or motivation to write these evaluations. So those that may be more critical about your teaching are not filling them out. These are the scores for the overall evaluation of my classes in the previous semester. And you can see they are fairly positive, but also that the students filling out these evaluations, for the most part, expect an A in the class. And those students that are doing well in the class are the most likely students to give you good scores in the evaluations, and also the most likely to be biased to think that your teaching methods contributed to their good grade. So as much as some of the negative reviews on Rate My Professor honestly piss me off the first time I read them, it's good to come back to them 3-4 weeks later because it is good to accept some of that criticism from the students because many times it does contain a negative truth and you have to accept that and try to use it to improve your teaching.